Oscar Wilde once wrote, "Anybody can make history. Only a great man can write it." To have loved and laughed and argued in your lives is your history. It is the narrative of what has gone before. Writing about it is so important. It captures your life or that of other people. This is the power of great writing. In order to talk about the past, however, one must have a solid grasp on the past tenses which are required for the narration. In Latin, of the many verbs conjugated in the past that can be found in a translation exercise, the participle is certainly one of the most complicated. Let's look back and see how it works. This is thing 4. Just like the present participles, past participle are verbal forms used as adjectives. Let's use the following sentence as an example. Caesar, greeted by his soldiers, walked through the forum. In our example, greeted comes from the verb to greet, but it is used as an adjective which describes Caesar. What is the Latin word for I greet? That would be saluto. And how do we change I greet into greeted? By changing the O ending of saluto into salutatus. The US ending tells us that the verb is no longer a present tense, but a past participle. Of course, this US ending rule applies to all verbs. So, Caesar, loved by Cleopatra, would be Caesar a Cleopatra amatus. Caesar, beaten by the enemies, would be Caesar ab hostibus victus. Most of Latin verbs are regular. However, there is a substantial number of verbs that are not just irregular, but highly irregular. While it is fairly easy for us to acknowledge that amatus is the past participle from amo and laudatus from laudo, how are we supposed to remember that pulsus comes from pello, that gestus comes from gero, or still, that latus comes from fero? Here is the trick. The dictionary will always report the past participle as the fourth principal part of a verb. Let us take the irregular verb fero as an example. The dictionary will record all its principal parts, and the past participle is the fourth one. For once, the dictionary is good for something. The participle operates as an adjective, and just like all adjectives, it declines too. For the remaining cases, accusative, genitive, dative, and ablative, the participle employs the endings of the second declension nouns. So, Caesar, greeted by his soldiers, walked through the forum, would be Caesar a militibus salutatus per forum ambulavit. Why salutatus? Because Caesar is in the nominative case, thus the US ending. On the contrary, the sentence I saw Caesar being greeted by his soldiers would be Caesarem a militibus salutatum vidi. Why salutatum? Because Caesar is no longer in the nominative case. It is in the accusative, since I am the one who saw him being greeted. The past participle takes us away from the monotony of the present and carries us to a long bygone, even remote past. It allows us to make our own storytelling vibrant and lively. It allows us to keep forever our best times alive. Oscar Wilde knew this, and I hope you do too. This was thing 4. Thanks for watching.